Welcome back to episode 22 of the Pride Podcast. I'm joined here today by Forrest below me, Nabir across from me, and a brand new guest. We're going to welcome to the show. So, hail
Dude, I
Adam.
was just saying we needed another Arsenal fan.
Yeah, that's
That's
exactly what
right.
this show needed. Uh, Strength in numbers, like the Warriors. And of course, like always, it's your host, Ifty. Listen, a lot of stuff has happened as always. Season
Yep,
continues to be
yep, yep.
great, like always. I'm gonna save us the bother. Let's jump straight into it. A game has concluded within the last hour. Liverpool versus Manchester United in the FA Cup. And wow, 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 what a game.
Wow.
It was the perfect game for a neutral. Ended 4-3 in favor of Manchester United. But like I think there were what, three different lead changes that game, which
Hmm.
is
It was
crazy.
really back and forth.
Right? Like United opened the scoring, then Liverpool go up 2-1 right before halftime. And out of nowhere, Anthony gets the equalizer to send it to extra time. Liverpool take the lead again in extra time. And Rashford said, hold up, I got a plan for us. Ahmad finishes the job and heads to the locker room. And United are through to the
It's a
next round.
Ramadan miracle, man. I'm telling you.
Look,
Getting
let's.
getting sent off in Ramadan is crazy, man. That's not right.
For
I,
taking off your shirt? That's the
That's
one.
also crazy.
I have a question. Do you guys think he knew? Do you think that was like a business decision? Like, oh, I'm gonna take off this shirt. I know I'm on a yellow, or do you think he forgot in the moment?
I saw him trying to put his shirt back on mid
Yeah,
celebration.
he was
He
struggling.
was like, he
Ah.
got caught, dude.
The
He definitely did
cameraman
not
was
know.
like, "This man ain't putting it back on." He let me pan
Oh,
out to the other highlight.
That was too funny. No, he had no clue. He had no
Yeah,
clue.
it
I
was all
think
bad.
that's like the highs and lows of football summed up. You go from scoring 120th minute winner, and the next shot of you is walking down the tunnel with the security guy escorting you. But I don't think he'll be upset about that. I think, dude,
That
I
was a
don't
fun game.
know. It was a fun game, but United won, and I thought they deserved to win. You know, there was that Rashford chance in the 90 something minute right before the game ended and went to extra time, and could have won it there. You could argue they should have been up more before Liverpool went up 2-1.
It didn't
I
feel like a regular match. Like, I don't know, after like the 60th minute, it got weird. Like, it was so open back and forth. People
Yeah.
were missing chances. I was like, what's going on, dude? Magic of the FA Cup.
It was a
But
very weird game. I think this entire weekend of games have felt very weird. Like I don't know what
mm,
it is, whether it's the fact that the league games aren't happening or the fact that there's like three league games happening and the rest is FA Cup. Some people aren't playing at all.
mm.
The fact that they were midweek fixtures, in the
Mhm.
Champions League, Europa League, maybe it's tiredness because Liverpool did just play Thursday. You have to remember, right? Um, but
Yep.
for me, like I have no horse in this race between Liverpool and United. But what was shocking is like Liverpool didn't look great
Mhm.
Yeah, they
at
did not.
all. And there were some more people healthy in this game than they've had in the previous games. You have to like, and they look tired. I saw people mentioning that, hey, why did Salah have to play 90 minutes in the Europa League where we won 11-2 on aggregate, and then he has to get subbed off after playing like what, 60 today? Like
Mhm.
you saw the amount of space that United were giving up. If Salah plays that game, maybe it ends differently. But I don't know. Let me know what you
Mm.
guys thought.
No,
Well,
that's a
I
good.
mean,
Go ahead, so.
I was gonna say I think Salah just come back from injury, right? So I think the fact him playing 90 minutes in the Europa League, he's trying to get his feet wet, trying to get back into the swing of things. It's
Mm.
tight race in the Premier League too. So I don't necessarily think that's a big thing really. He's just trying to get back into the flow of things.
Right.
But I mean, it hurt today as we saw.
It is a little weird though, like a full 90 in a game you're already up. Like,
Yeah, like they were chilling on aggregate. Like you could, if you watch the first leg, I know the other team had a lot of chances, but I don't think
mm,
Liverpool ever looked like they were going to lose. I agree with, hey, you want to get a player accustomed to playing, but I don't know if you do that on a Thursday when you play again on a Sunday. To me, it makes more
yeah.
sense to ramp him up. Like, oh, you play 30 or 60 on the Thursday, maybe play the full 90 on Sunday, and then we hope you're just chilling after that. But I don't know. I'm not a coach. Uh, but
I think
let's talk.
Liverpool and Klopp always kind of, did those things. Like his team selections and FA Cups has always been a little crazy. And like I think going into this game, he really didn't think too much of like, hey, what am I gonna field against United? Like I feel like like I agree with a little bit with Sohail because I feel like to get Salah back in his prime, he needs as many
Mm.
minutes and as many goals and as much confidence he can get from like a shitty team. That's probably what he was hoping for, but you know,
You think when Klopp goes, they're gonna lose the asthma? They're gonna lose the.
Oh, that's not the PED cycles ran up. I saw that tweet
Uh,
you said.
yeah, I don't
Uh,
know, man. You could see it today a little bit, looking
yeah, dude.
leggy.
I mean, but that's like typical of like this part of the season, which is why I think football at this
Mm,
stage is when it gets really fun. Like you
yeah,
got you got your relegation sides, you got your championship sides who have nothing else to play for. They're out here just this is it for them. And they thrive off, like low quality hustle football. And the teams are trying to lose gas, so they're resorting to that too. It's just like fun. But I will say, like, you could tell I sent you guys an interview clip right before this podcast, and Klopp got super irritated by a reporter who mentioned the fact that they played on
Mhm.
Thursday, right? And for
yeah,
for Klopp, this thing about like when they play, what time the kickoff is, what day the kickoff is, has always been like a sensitive
Yeah.
point. So you'd
yeah.
think like someone like that would start planning for this by now, but like clearly today it didn't work out. I do want to give credit to United though. I
Oh,
think
please. I think you haven't given United credit in 22 episodes, so
ever,
Yeah.
yeah.
take your time. I want to hear. I actually want to hear what he says.
Like everyone counted them out before this game. I think I was personally looking at it as like a formality, like, oh, Liverpool's going to play, Liverpool's going to win. The charge for the quadruple goes on. But this is where that desperation factor comes in. For United, this is their only chance at a trophy. And we've
Yeah,
seen how this United side performs under pressure this season. And for them to come out against the person that's like joint top of the Premier League and put in a performance like that, where I think they beat them like 4-2, 4-3 on XG. I know XG isn't everything, but that shows me that they're creating. Defense was leaky as always, but players we've crapped on in the past. Rashford, Anthony, McTominay,
mm,
even Bruno, I'd say, was visible this game, right?
Mhm.
And for Rashford to miss that chance in the 94th minute in
yeah,
added time and then pick himself up to be able to score that equalizing goal in extra time, that's big. For Anthony to come on, have like what, maybe 5 touches before he scored, turn and shoot against Van Dijk, that's big. I was fully prepared to come on today and just, you know, cash in all my jokes on Anthony and Rashford, but I can't do that today because
dude. I
they,
was I was most impressed with the younger guys. Like Garnacho starting was really good.
yeah,
Ahmad when he came off the bench, Diallo he was good, and even Mainu in that first half looked composed. Second half, United kind of like wilted, but yeah,
yeah.
those guys like kind of carried the older guys because Bruno and Rash like initially were not looking that good.
You could see Mainu was gassed by the end of it, but
Yeah.
I think when you're playing youngsters, that's what you want to see. Like already the kids have more energy, right? So you don't want to see them
Mm,
conserve. He went out there and just foot on the gas for what was it, like 70 minutes
yeah.
straight. Brother was that last tackle he made in the box, I thought was gonna be he looked like very tired, but played good again today. I think he was like the live wire in that first half
Mm.
for them. And Garnacho too, to your point, he didn't get a goal or an assist today, I don't think, but
He had that energy. Like he
he had
was he was
energy.
everywhere.
And honestly, if I'm a United fan, I want to see more games where this guy's playing good without scoring or assisting. Because I think that's
Hmm.
the part of decision making he lacks. He in his head has it like, oh, I have to be part of this final action. So you don't ever see him like try to do any type of like intricate build up. Whereas today it was like, I'm gonna do whatever needs to get. I'll pick up the loose ball. I'll go track back. Da, da, da. So
Nah, he got the last assist, the crucial one.
he
He made
did.
the right run, yeah, on the
Garnacho, yeah.
far side, and then he passed it.
Oh, okay. But
I thought
still,
he played him a bit short too. Ahmad had a really nice finish
Yeah,
because that ball was like a
yeah.
bit behind him. So that was nutty.
But for Kobe Mino, man, I feel like that man's always gonna get gas because the two midfielders he's playing with is
are
not giving him
lazy, bro.
anything. Like once you
McTom.
once you cross Kobe Mino, it's just open until the
Yeah.
Dude,
40
there's that
minutes.
hilarious screenshot of literally, it looks like FIFA. Like there's a row of defenders, there's four of them. There's like 50 yards of space, and then a four row of midfielders. Like I get why that could happen for United specifically because they like to, break. And when they break hard, right? It's like committed.
Mm.
But I don't know. E- Everyone and their mom saw today that their lack of compactness leaks goals a lot. And worryingly, also, I saw it in Liverpool too. You look at that. I know it's extra time, but you look at that Rashford goal. It was
Mm.
almost too easy. Like they had three guys running behind, and the defenders had so many
Yeah,
gaps
but
going
on
on.
that goal, why is Nunez like carrying the ball at left back and then giving it away? That was so confusing. It was bad.
Very weird, very weird. Even for the winner, like you see, what 11, all
Mm.
11 Liverpool besides the keeper, all 10 Liverpool players in United's half. Of that, I want to say like eight of them are in the last third. There was like two guys covering, and then you see
Yeah,
Harvey Elliott
weird.
try to take it down. I don't know. Weird game overall, but United seized their moments for sure. And I also want to point out, I don't know if you guys saw this, but it stood out to me. Hoyland,
Mm.
there was a break going on, and McTominay absolutely messed up the pass, like he tends to.
Oh, the little yelling match.
And he yelled at him, and he was like,
Uh,
"Bro, what are you doing?" Like,
I
and
missed that.
I think like for a young player to step up to like someone more senior in the squad like that, it shows that maybe they got the right kids there. That quote from Mainu we quoted, like I think it was last week, where he said, on that pick that they took Hoyland, him and
mm.
Garnacho, oh, what does that picture mean? He said nothing till we do something, right? Like it's rare to see these United players have a good head on their shoulders, right? And I don't know, it bodes well for them.
You didn't mention the Mason Mount return at all. I want to get your thoughts on Mason Mount.
The Mason Mount jog sesh, the Mason Mount warm up.
Bro, every time Faris was texting Messi Mount, I was literally struggling to find him on the field. I'm like,
Me
where
too.
the
Literally, me
hell
too,
is
dude.
he even playing?
Or said, has he had a touch yet, Chad? I was dying, bro.
Oh man. But that is a
No,
good question to have. Like when these guys are like fully fit, what is your like United midfield? Is Mainu like the only one that's guaranteed starter? Does Mount get
Bro,
in there?
going forward, I think the best thing United can do this summer is get rid of Rashford and Bruno. These are the two.
Agreed.
Bruno, I
These are
hear
the
you.
two, these are the two players they need to get rid of, or bring someone. If you're not gonna either get rid of Eric Ten Hag, bring somebody that can invigorate Rashford to at
Mm,
least put in a defensive shift, like even a foot in the damn ball. Like this guy
yeah.
literally walks, and either that or get rid of those two because these two are such defensive liabilities that even if you are scoring, you're gonna concede so much because it's so much open
Yeah,
field.
at least with Mount, you'll get a lot of defensive
Yes,
cover
You'll get a
tracking
shift.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For that
those
reason
two.
alone, even though we haven't seen anything on the ball from Mason in what, 4 months, I'd
Yeah.
still put him in that midfield. Mainu too. And then that last guy, it's gonna sound crazy, but I'd put McTominay. For whatever he
Oh, like a
lacks, he
final
has
third.
yeah, he has a presence in the field that I think they need for now. Obviously, if there's one person to improve in that midfield, it's him, but they're not spoiled in that category just yet. What's your guys' thoughts? This is a little bit off topic, but not really. The England squad got announced
Mm.
for the game against Germany, I believe. And Henderson is on the plane, but Mainu is not. I understand it's a little bit blasphemous to like suggest that a kid this young should be going over a more senior player, but what does Henderson offer to that England team besides what the coaches should already be doing?
Who wants to take that one, bro? I'm not trying to praise Henderson right now. So
No, like I don't think any of us are gonna have that's purely like a impossible question to answer. I just think like there's so much opportunity in this England squad.
Yeah.
They have a ridiculous like
mm,
crop of players coming up right now. This might be blasphemous too, but I would compare it to that like golden generation that never won anything, right?
Mhm.
And a lot of people often say like the problem with that squad, the reason they never won anything was everyone was too invested in their club careers, right? Like they never really gelled together as a group of players. I don't think that exists for this current crop. Like you see them at England training, you see them together. Everyone, I see pictures of Saka laughing with Harry Kane back when
Yeah.
Kane played for Spurs. They all get along. That's not the issue. The coach is a little bit inept, and the squad selection is just a little
Yeah, it's
nuts.
bad.
I don't know, but I would like to see Mainu go on that plane to
They
Me
England.
need to
too.
they need to drop out of Euros like as soon as possible so this manager gets sacked. That's what they need.
They need to
And
take Ross Barkley. That's what I'm taking.
Ross, but yeah, bro. And
I'm taking
there's
Ross.
some forwards that look exciting. I don't know. There's a lot of. What'd you guys make of
Ben White
Ben White
issue.
declining the call up?
Yeah. Well, there was video surfacing of like how Ben White was tearful when he first got selected for England job, and now Gareth Southgate has turned the story into like this guy does not want to play just because he doesn't want to play. No, there's no other issue whatsoever. It's like a bunch of BS. I feel like
Bro,
there's
personally, I just think Ben White is a bit unlikable. Like that's what
no.
it's coming across on
I'm
because
sure this guy comes off of like a
He has
lad.
he doesn't
attitude.
care.
He has
He doesn't
attitude.
care.
He has a
He has
attitude.
attitude, and he's not gonna be. I feel like I guess he maybe this speaks like on how maybe we'll see him in the future if like let's say he starts getting dropped in Arteta's side. I don't know how he's gonna act, but I guess he
No,
doesn't
he
like
has been dropped, and he hasn't had an issue.
not
There was a
not
stretch where
too long. Not
Tommy
too
played. You know what I mean? To his luck, though, Tommy our
yeah.
fullbacks tend to get injured, so he he's gotten in. But like, I don't think Ben has an attitude issue purely because there was even like a month stretch this season where he played injured for us. Like he was carrying an injury. He continued to play. Like I don't think he's someone who shies away from playing football, right?
Mm.
There was that instance obviously during the World Cup where he left the squad halfway through. Rumor was then that like one of the assistant coaches
Mhm.
brought up the fact that Ben doesn't watch football and like use that to like berate him
Yeah.
because he wasn't paying attention during like some like film session or something. And then he was just like, bum this, I'm out of here.
See, but
And
that's not that. Like, how is that? Like, that's shed bad light on Ben White. No, not the coaches.
I just think like,
Like, if you're
of
not paying
course,
attention in training, like, how is that the coach's fault?
of
Nah,
course.
we get
No,
it.
no,
We
no.
get
I agree. Like if he had a bust up that caused him
Mm.
to leave, that's poor on Ben White for that instance, right? Where I think like the onus is on the management. It's like it's been what? Uh an entire year and a half since then. Like you should have fixed it by now. And the fact that it's still lingering is crazy. And the fact I watched the press conference after reading the quotes, he's out here adamantly denying that, oh,
yeah.
it's not an issue with
Mm.
me or any of the coaches. Like either
That
that's a lie or like if you don't want to talk about it, it's best to just not talk about it. Don't come out
yeah.
and say the opposite. I don't think that helps to solve the relationship with the player. But we will see. I don't know. Euro 2024, we should do a entire podcast on that one.
We should fly
Um,
out, dude. Let's fly out to Munich.
dude.
On-site reporting.
Wait, isn't it in England? I thought it was in England.
It's in Germany, I
In
thought.
Germany?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Germany.
Okay. But what's it called? What I did want to say, obviously, like this game means something for the FA Cup. Now United are through to the semis, but what we're all really interested in is the league, right? And Liverpool, we talked about how they're not looking that strong. But what about United? Like currently, they're on 47 points in sixth place. In
Mhm.
all likelihood, that fifth place spot is going to be Champions League. We saw Spurs at the weekend lose 3-0 to Fulham, right? We don't have to talk about I didn't watch that game. I saw the result,
Yeah.
right? But they failed to capitalize on beating Villa the week before. Villa still maintain what a 3-point lead with Spurs having a game in hand. But there's only a 6-point gap between Spurs and United with 10 games to go. And how inconsistent both these teams are, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that United sneak in and get Champions League football. And like for
I'm gonna,
me, yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna ask Sohail right now who's finishing fourth and who's finishing fifth. And if what he says is final, I trust him that much.
Oh man, why you gotta put me on the spot right now, man?
Just say
Um,
you got Spurs fourth, United fourth, Chelsea.
Villa.
honestly, the way United played today kind of moved me. I'm kind of
Wow.
inspired by them. I think like I think they can make it one for that fourth spot.
Yeah.
Um,
Fourth, okay.
for the fourth spot, yeah, there's still quite a lot of games left. So I think they can if they play like they did today with some passion and some It's Irish
That's
accent.
that's literally how United play, just like chaos and like they need some
Momentum.
decisions to go their way. Yeah,
Forrest, you said it,
momentum, bro.
but you've never seen a more momentum-based team ever.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So if they said earlier that, United, this is their last chance to actually get a trophy or,
Hmm.
play. The fourth spot's still there. I think if they kind of had that same mentality to the rest of the way, I can see Villa crumbling. I can see
It's
Tottenham.
already Villa's
Tottenham.
already started to crumble a bit.
Yeah.
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 Big
And
nail.
Spurs have like the top three in a row, I think.
Yeah.
Like
Those
that might bury them.
Dude, if United sneak this and Ten Hag
That'd be
finishes,
so
if
funny.
Ten Hag finishes, forget even winning the FA Cup, a semifinal appearance and Champions League football, bro, give that
Bro,
man a lifetime contract.
that's
Get
a
a definite.
promotion, bro. He needs a raise.
uh, but yeah, that just it goes to show like how quickly things can change. Like in football, like you just need one or two things to go your way in a row, and
Yeah.
the entire narrative it gets flipped on its head. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. Um, I wasn't really moved by any of the Premier League fixtures that happened. Besides, Villa, I think we're losing and then managed to tie the game. I did free hit on fantasy to only end up with less points than someone who didn't, which is nuts.
And
That
I think I had 8 points, bro.
Bad week. It was such a bad week.
It was
Bad
a
week.
horrible week. And for context for the viewers, Sohail is first in our fantasy league, and I think he's like, you got to be like what, top 100 in the US?
I don't know. I don't think it's top 100. That's kind of crazy.
No, dude, because I'm like top what 50K, and you're like 100 something points above me.
Hmm.
I can check. I'm not sure, but
Eh,
I mean, it's tight. It's still a lot of games left. I know.
Oh, humble guy. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
yeah, yeah.
If these
But
games,
but his name has the word repeat in it after winning last year. So I don't know how humble we're. But okay, let's put the league behind. I wanted to leave the bulk of the time today on a chat.
Damn, we didn't get that.
No,
Run it
no, we
again.
got
Run it again.
go get it again.
we barely
What?
heard that one.
Oh man, I'll put the sound over it. We just
You gotta,
gotta.
yeah, you gotta dub it over.
But the Champions League, the draw came out, I believe, on Friday. And we now know not only our quarterfinal matchups, we know our potential semifinal matchups, and of course, the potential final matchup. We also know which team will be playing home and away for first or second for the quarters and the semis. So we have a good picture of how the rest of this tournament's going to go. Obviously, predictions are just that predictions, complete guesses, but something tells me if we pool all of our knowledge together, that we're going to come out with a bracket that might be correct. And I know we normally do this in a system where I say one, you say one, everyone says one, and we just leave it at that. But today, I want us to come to a consensus, right? So we're going to
Oh man,
debate
I'm
and
screwed.
vote. Uh,
It's
we
three against
obviously
one.
we obviously have a strong Arsenal bias in the building. I will take myself out of that.
No,
And
let's just save Arsenal for last. Let's do that first.
okay, okay,
Uh,
okay. So the first game, to me, like all four of these matchups are ridiculously amazing. Like
Good.
yeah.
I think any of them alone is wildly entertaining. I think we have some matchups here that if people saw as the final, they'd be licking their lips. But we have them as our quarterfinals. Eight
They're
strong
not. They're
team.
not doing that stupid thing where they run the game at the same time, right?
No, they are.
Oh,
For
I
this leg. The
fucking
next
hell.
leg, everyone will have their own slot. But the first
I didn't
matchup, let's
know
talk
that,
about
bro.
it. PSG Barcelona. PSG will play the first leg at home, and Barca will have the second leg at home. Um, I think this one's interesting just because it's Kylian Mbappe's last year at PSG. When he went there, when Messi and Neymar were there, all these great players went there. The goal was always the Champions League, right? The French League was
Hmm.
always kind of a given, even though they kind of failed to do that sometimes. So it's Mbappe's last chance to make that PSG move worth something. And then you have Barcelona, who beat Napoli like pretty convincingly in the round of 16, which isn't an easy opponent at all. Um, But I don't know. I've just been seeing the discourse online, and even Barca fans
Mhm.
aren't confident about even having gotten this far. Like they didn't back themselves
There,
to even do
that
that.
that second leg against Napoli was pretty impressive, but also they were relying on so many young players that I don't
Yeah.
know if they'll have that same composure against PSG. Again, PSG are not known to be like good in Europe this far. I
Yeah.
think just one like finals appearance underneath the new ownership, but I'm taking PSG in this. I just don't think I think the chaos at Barca right now is a bit too much. Their manager is literally leaving in like 8 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's enough to push the young guys to be like, oh, let's go win it for him. But I think Mbappe has I think there's a little storyline coming, a little Mbappe fairy tale ending. At
Maybe.
least I don't know, but I'd take PSG.
Yeah, those two. I think the one that got the debut against Napoli won man of the match, and he was 17
Yeah.
years old. And then you have Lamine Yamal, yada yada yada. But I think I agree with you. I have PSG going through as well, just because we've seen their detriment has them being, mentally fragile. I just think Barca is equally, if not more, fragile at
Yeah.
this moment. So it suits them. I got PSG going through.
I'm gonna agree with you guys. I'm gonna say PSG as well. I think the experience factor is gonna come into play here. Those kids at Barcelona are good, and they will probably win some trophies later down the line.
Yeah.
Um,
Just
but
not yet.
I think Mbappe in this PSG take it.
Nibs, you on
Same.
board?
I'm on board. I just feel like
Let's
It's Lewandowski is gonna have like not the greatest game, and I feel like the rest of the squad is not gonna be able to take him through. I think Mbappe is gonna have like the
I genuinely think Lewandowski like hates that these kids are performing.
yeah.
Like he hates it, bro. I know he does
He
not like
has
that he has
such
to
an
play with a
ego,
16-year-olds. Yeah, his ego is on Mars, dude.
and I feel like Mbappe will bring it home and feel good doing it. He's
Yeah.
going to Madrid next year.
Fair enough. Okay, so we got our first winner. Um, Now let's go to the other side of the bracket just to keep things interesting. Real Madrid, Man City. I mean, to me, if you ask me at the beginning of this season what a potential finals matchup could be, it was this. And we're
Hmm.
getting it in the quarterfinals. This was also a matchup, I believe, last year. I don't know what stage in the competition it was. Um,
Yeah,
Let me actually look that up.
I think it was same quarters.
Yes. No, it was a semifinal.
Oh,
And City ended up winning that 5-1 on aggregate.
mm,
So
Yeah,
4-0.
semifinal last year, and then it was quarterfinals the year before.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So they have met each other 2 years in a row, now three.
Yep. And I don't know. I look at last year, City won 4-0 at home and defended that lead and went out 1-1 at the Bernabeu.
Mhm.
We've been talking all season, City don't look their greatest, but I'm gonna go ahead and say this Real Madrid team, if you exclude Jude, which I know is like taking any great team and excluding their best player, it's, nothing crazy, nothing to be scared about. But they are first in La Liga with quite a good margin, and Jude Bellingham obviously will be playing. And I think he has a
Hmm.
lot to prove. Like Jude caught a lot of flack going to Madrid because, like people saw it, it's like, oh, dodging the Prem, like, oh, going to like a less competitive league. So I think for those players, the Champions League means a lot to be able to prove, hey, this is the best team you have in the Premier League. Watch what I do to them, right? Like,
Mhm.
Hmm.
so for that reason,
You're
I'm
taking
going to pick Real
Madrid.
Madrid.
Yeah. I still think it's their tournament too, dude. This is like I can't see a world where it's like too one-sided either, but I
Oh no,
do,
it'll be
yeah.
close. Whatever it
Yeah,
is, it's
it'll
not
be
going to be
close.
5-1 like last year. I could guarantee you that.
Yeah, no, I doubt that too. But I want to take Madrid just off of like the pedigree. I don't know. Like this is just I don't see them going out back-to-back years like this early. For them,
Yeah.
quarterfinals is pretty early.
Oh, for sure.
So I'll go with you. I'll double up again and say Madrid.
Um, I think it's gonna come into whatever how Boyan is feeling. Um,
Oh.
he is back in form. If he's fit, if he's
Hmm.
back to his old self, um, doesn't have any hamstring injuries or whatever it is that I think I think Man City will win if De Bruyne is playing like he normally does. If
Okay.
it's going like the way the Premier League's going this year and how they're they're still first, they're tied first, but um they're not looking their best. I'll give it to Madrid, but I'm gonna throw in that little
You're
disclaimer.
back in De Bruyne to show up. I think that's
That's
fair.
fair. That's fair.
I think I'm the same. I feel like City's gonna City's gonna take this dub. I just feel
Shoot,
like
we're at an impasse.
Can I just say something?
what?
Nibs, if you are you also on like Sohail's wave that like it requires one of their players, De Bruyne, Haaland, stepping up?
Not necessarily because I just think they're capable. I would say 3 out of 4 games they're capable. They're
Hmm.
majority like capable of putting performances up. It's not like highly unlikely that they won't. I'm more in the favor like they're gonna do their regular thing, and I just feel like Real Madrid as of right now are not like they're relying on Vinny a lot. Like that man
They
needs to
have
come
they have
back.
lost a little bit of steam too, Madrid.
Yes,
In
and they're
performances, not results, but like they've been wavering.
yeah, and I feel like they're relying on Vinny a lot, and I feel like if City is able to cover that side with Kyle Walker as they should, I
Hmm.
really don't think the Real Madrid poses a great threat to them. Like man for man, I think City got a better team, and it's the more likely result. I think they're predicted to be winning too, but I'd want Real Madrid to go forward, but I think City's gonna take it.
Does anyone know if like Courtois and Militao will be back from their
I
ACLs?
don't think so.
Militao will not be back. I know that for sure, and I'm not positive about Courtois.
Because those are, I think those are like tie changers. Like Courtois
Yeah,
and last year, Courtois in that final against Liverpool
oh,
was literally one of the greatest performances I've ever seen.
Yeah.
for sure,
Courtois
man.
is back. Like I'm putting it 100% on Madrid now.
Yeah, let me see. Yeah, no, they're targeting a return for Militao in mid-April, which will be too late.
It could be
Um,
second leg potentially.
yeah, but when they come back from ACL, usually they're not in a rush to be back and
Yeah,
playing.
true.
Let me see, Courtois.
No, that'd be interesting. If they say they're back in training, that's different though. That means they're already getting ramped up.
Oh wait, uh, Courtois is going to be back.
Oh,
Ooh,
let's go. Come on. We
Courtois
have to
will be
agree on
back.
Madrid. Let's agree on Madrid.
I
The
think
reason I'm
everyone.
going to agree on Madrid, I urge you to. I already agree on Madrid. I'm going to urge you guys to agree on Madrid. At least Sohail. I've given KDB plenty of flowers. The one criticism I'll always have in this tournament, when the lights get brightest, he
He gets
disappears.
he gets hurt, bro.
Chelsea, Rudiger knocked him into like a different universe. You look at the final last year, Rodri had to be the one to step up and score the winner. Obviously, like he played well in the tournament, but I don't know. Like
Yeah.
against Madrid, against Madrid's midfield, you look at Chouamani, like they're gonna have a plan, bro. Like, and I think the pedigree will be enough to topple them.
And first leg is at home, you said, at Bernabeu?
Yes. Which honestly is advantage City, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I like City's home advantage is
So we'll say
negligible.
we're slightly leaning towards Madrid on this one as a
Sure,
group.
sure.
Yeah.
I'll say
And
that the taste of defeat last year is also going to play into part A for Madrid.
Yeah.
So they're going to
yeah,
play more motivated. They're going to come out with fire. I think playing at home
Yeah.
is an advantage for Madrid because, the fan base behind them, they can get off to a hot
Mm,
start.
Hmm.
Uh,
that is true.
I'll lean Madrid.
yeah, and like repeating the Champions League is not easy to do. Stats say City are gonna fumble this at some point, and I think Madrid's a good place to drop off.
I like
Uh,
that though, because like also Madrid's like title gap is a little bit like more fucked. Like they can like
yeah, they
handle
can
a few
rest.
drops. Yeah. But
Yeah,
like City are like all cylinders firing. So again, that's gonna factor in once we get to like mid-April,
that's a
second
great
leg.
point. That's a great point. Like rotation, Madrid definitely
Yeah.
benefit. They've already played Atletico twice, I think. They've already
Mm.
played Barca, I think twice. Um, but
Yeah, they're sitting 10 points clear right now.
yeah, a lot more breathing room. So
Yeah.
let's just say Parad Pod says Madrid's going through. The next matchup, this one is like this one I think is gonna be a really fun tie to watch, even though there's a terrorist football club playing. Uh,
Right.
Atletico Madrid versus Dortmund. Crucially for this tie,
Hmm.
The second leg is going to be at home for Dortmund.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
they need that.
if you know anything about what goes on there, that's a huge boost. But I watched how Atletico Madrid handled Inter, and Inter were no like small little foe to defeat. I had tacticos on Twitter telling me that Inter were favorites for the entire thing. They have a crazy lead in Serie A. They have Lautaro, who was firing on all cylinders except the night it mattered, as usual. Great like specialists. Like I don't think they have a lot of like generally good players, but they have players that do a lot of things exceptionally well. And Atletico Madrid handled it on every break. They look dangerous. Griezmann looks like he's playing at the peak of his powers. Memphis Depay looks sharp. You have all their like dogs, Riquelme, Llorente, like everyone's looking good. For that reason, despite the home court advantage that Dortmund will possess, I'm going Atletico Madrid.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna contest this. It's easily Atletico Madrid, and also I'm so happy for them because finally they're not on the same side as Real Madrid.
Yeah,
Dude, all of Simeone's exits have been to Real Madrid. That's
yeah,
insane.
it's
That guy
nuts.
finally caught a break, but
Because
I
you know
think
what? His style of play is suited to these knockout
yeah,
tournaments. Like he's
yeah,
so defensively elite. Like it
yeah.
could have happened.
And I'd also pick them to go all the way too. Like I think they
Yeah.
would also beat the winner of PSG Barca.
Wait,
That's
don't let's not get ahead of ourselves,
no,
dude.
I want to get ahead of myself. That I don't think going to the final.
Okay, I mean, like since we've, but let's hear from Sohail and
Yeah, yeah,
Nabir. Do you think they beat Dortmund or no?
So I remember when we were talking in the chat about how who we want Arsenal to face
Mm,
going to the quarterfinals. We were talking about how you don't want to face Atletico because
yeah.
they have the same style
yeah.
of play as Porto, like whole defensive minded game. And I think that's gonna help them, advance here. I agree with you guys. I think they'll beat Dortmund just for that same reason they're defensively elite.
Yeah.
I fully agree. Atletico Madrid going through.
Okay, so
Simple.
now that we have that story, we could get to Faris's conversation.
No,
TSG versus.
we don't gotta do the semis. We can get to Arsenal if you want, dude. We can talk
Yeah, we gotta
Arsenal.
get
We
to
can we can
Arsenal.
save the semis for a different episode.
All
Don't
right,
worry.
all right, all right.
I'm ready for this, bro.
Now my favorite picture to cover. Um, Arsenal will play Bayern Munich at home on April 9th, and then we will play them away the following week. No, 2 weeks after. No, the following week. Um, listen, the last time we played Bayern Munich, we all know how it ended. 10-2 on aggregate. Bayern Munich absolutely whooped that. You know what? You know what I mean?
Oh, we got the
And
away goal.
we got
They
the
got
away
the
goal.
away go.
Yeah, yeah.
You
I'll
got
go
the
for the
away
away
go.
goal. And I said this stat in the chat. When we lost 10-2, bro, obviously Koscielny got the red card. Koscielny got hurt. When Koscielny was on the pitch, we won
Stop
that
it.
tie 2-1.
That's right.
Isn't that hilarious? To me, that's like crazy because Mustafi was our other center back, and I forget who subbed in for Koscielny. But our defense in the Wenger era was absolutely like to call it bad would be an understatement, right? And I think that's why we always struggled in these knockout competitions against elite attacking teams, right? Obviously, we were successful in the FA Cup, not really known for, attacking prowess. But in the Champions League, when you come against a team like Bayern, who back then had Douglas Costa, Thomas Muller in his prime, like weapons, it was always going to end one way. So I say cast that history aside. I don't like when people bring that up. That was in 2016, brother.
Mm.
Kobe was still playing basketball when that happened.
Okay.
That's a
You know what I mean?
crazy. It's a crazy analogy reference.
So let's put the past behind us. Currently, as things stand, one club is top of the Premier League and one club is trailing the Bundesliga. Um, one club does have their main striker on, I think, 4 goals scored this season, that being Arsenal, that being Jesus. The other has Harry Kane on 31 goals this season. Um, so obviously a stark disparity there. But I'm gonna
Come
say it.
on, say it. I want to hear it.
Arsenal are gonna beat Bayern Munich.
With confidence, baby. There's
And
no doubt in that.
obviously, me, Sohail, and Nabir, we're always gonna say that. What I want to hear, and I'll hear you out. I'm not even gonna contest. Forrest, you're
Yeah,
unbiased. Actually, you're even biased against us, I'd say. I
Yeah.
want to hear what you think.
I'm gonna start off with the prediction, then I'll get into it. But I'm
Okay.
saying Bayern win both games comfortably.
Whoa.
Bayern win both home and away comfortably to go through.
Okay.
My yes,
Man,
a little.
clip that shit right now, dog. Clip it up. That's
You
getting
know,
bookmarked, bro.
I might have to release like an apology later on Pride Pod TikTok, but for now, yeah, I think Bayern are gonna get through, comfortably, yeah, win both home and away, and I think Thomas Tuchel in these knockout tournaments, this is his specialty. This is his specialty. Last year, he came in late, like he got Nagelsmann got fired, he came in, and he had to face City as his first game. A little unfair. He is good in these knockout tournaments. He knows how to set up. He has a very talented squad. What's happening in Bundesliga is crazy. 10 years in a row of winning and now they're struggling. I genuinely don't think Thomas Tuchel even cares about that. I think he cares about these knockout tournaments. He builds his teams towards these. I genuinely think they're also going to sit and play very deep block, counter-attacking football, probably not what we know Bayern for. That might cause Arsenal to struggle. And you guys are going to Germany in the second leg, you said, or no?
We will be
Yep.
going to Germany for the second leg, yes.
Yeah, no, they're sealing it there for sure. I think that I can't. I'm sorry, I don't see it happening.
Can I
And this
can
I
I
don't want to take away any. I'm not trying to say Arsenal are bad in this case, but I'm saying I just feel like this is a match for Thomas Tuchel's Bayern, and I want that to be emphasized. Thomas Tuchel's Bayern, like this is going to be the knockout game for him.
Okay.
Let's go.
I
Yeah,
hear
let's
you.
go.
I hear you. Let me speak with facts, right? What year did Thomas Tuchel win the Champions League with Chelsea?
21.
21, correct?
Yeah.
So, and I believe you won that tournament in May, correct?
Yeah.
You
I
would
don't know where
say
this is going.
you would say
This feels like a trap.
you would say Tommy T, exemplified his coaching in May of 2021.
Sure.
Yeah?
Sure.
Guess who played Mikel Arteta's Tricky Reds in May of 2021? Tommy T. And guess who won that game? Arsenal.
Was this not a league fixture in lead up to the Champions League final
It was a league fixture 2 weeks before the Champions League final.
where our league position was already like confirmed?
I'm just saying,
Oh my
my
God,
guy.
that can't be your point, dude.
I'm just saying. Look. We then go. I have pulled up in front of me Arteta versus Tuchel. All competitions, all games. I even have friendlies.
No, that's
in
good.
here.
I mean, he beat him in a FA Cup final, or is that Lampard?
That was
No, that was
Lampard.
Lampard. That
So
was Lampard.
he beat Chelsea 1-0 in May 21. He lost to Chelsea 2-1 August 21. That was that streak where we lost to Brentford, then you, then City.
Mhm.
Sorry. That was the friendly. He also lost again to Chelsea in August 21. That was that
That was
Brentford.
the opener, right? Lukaku. Yeah.
Yep. And then the return fixture that same season, Arsenal won 4-2. And then the club friendly that summer, Arsenal won 4-0. Obviously, we're not counting friendlies, but the record competitive games, Arteta's up 2-1.
I don't think this perspective can help though, of like previous matchups, and it's all contextual, right? Like some of these games were end of the season, like where we already knew we were going to finish where we were going to finish.
Yeah, but you want to win the game, no?
No, that's true. That's true. But I also don't think it's necessarily an Arteta Tuchel thing.
Huh.
I think just him specifically in these knockouts, I'm not necessarily think he's going to be like, oh, I'm playing Arteta, I have to do something differently, or it's because it's Arteta, we have to adapt to this. I think he's going to play his style of football, and I think that will be enough to get him through. They have quality players, dude.
If that's the case, so I'll tell you where I see Arsenal's Achilles heel in the Champions League. I think as we've seen the entirety of this season, we genuinely struggle to break down low blocks, defensive teams that press hard and are compact and like gladiators. We saw the trouble Porto gave us. It took us to penalties to defeat Porto. Not that Porto's a bad side, but I think most people had us beating them, right? That's why I feared Atletico. That's why when you say Tuchel is going to play his style of football, I get excited. If
No, but that is that not similar to Atletico and Porto in the sense of
it's
playing deep,
similar,
countering, but they have quality players all around. Difference is Porto really didn't have individual quality.
listen, I just know they employ a dude by the name of Dayot Upamecano, and I've seen him strip
And
over.
Eric Dyer as center back.
They employ Eric Dyer. The only
We'll
sensible
see the lineups
defender,
when they come out.
the only defender I'm scared of on Bayern is Kim Min-jae, right?
Yeah.
I think Saka versus Davies, that's food. I think Martinelli versus whoever.
Wait. You think Davies and Saga is like a mismatch?
He's a
Yeah.
mismatch,
Bro, David
bro.
does not know how to defend.
Davies defensively is suspect. I think Davies versus Ben White, I'm a little worried. I think
I'm worried about Sane versus Kiyor or Zinchenko. That's
that
what
man
I'm
is
worried.
washed. That brother's washed. That brother's gone. Think
That
about the
brother
good
got
old
paid.
days. The good old days.
Do we know if
Wait,
Martinelli will be back?
Who?
Martinelli? Hopefully.
Martinelli will be back because his injury is like a cut.
Yeah.
I ain't no doctor, but the white blood cells got to get to work soon. Because
Wait, are Nibs and Sohail like locked in Arsenal like confidence? Like, I want to
I-
ask, like, what's your feeling on Arsenal
I
going? If
haven't
you agree Arsenal's going through, but like, where?
I haven't been more confident in my entire life.
Let's go.
I can put my life savings on this tie, and we're gonna whoop that ass. The
Oh
fact that you
man,
said comfortably is actually like, damn.
no, he
We're
didn't.
gonna
He said both legs.
both legs, and we're
I
gonna
have
have
us
you
going
post that
through,
apology.
but I don't see us winning both legs. I could
Nibs,
see.
We can
Nibs,
tie,
you
but
got
we're
both
going
or
through.
what? Oh, you're just saying going through. Okay. Sohail, same thing. Just
Yep.
going through.
Going through. I don't know who's gonna win. Well, I mean, I
And
think
actually, this is the most exciting matchup in the four, in my opinion. Maybe the quality might be at Madrid and City, but this is the most exciting because I feel like everyone in the world is rooting against you guys. It's gonna
Yeah.
be so
I
good.
can't
Dude,
wait.
you know the other fact you didn't consider. Kai Havertz is going back to Germany.
That's right. Dude, he's scoring a volley, bro.
Yo,
Oh my
they messed up.
God.
They let him breathe the German air, bro. It's wraps. He's gonna roll back the
Stop it.
years. Leverkusen. He's gonna
Harry Kane is coming back to the Emirates, bro.
That's
okay.
crazy.
And there's gonna
That's
be Champions League refs this time who know their hand from their leg. You know,
oh
like
my goodness, dude. He loves scoring against you guys. Don't
he
start
loves
this.
scoring penalties against us. And let's not forget when Harry Kane left the Premier League, he left with 2 L's back to back against Arsenal, in which he scored 0 goals.
Mm-hmm.
Saliba and
Bro.
Gabriel put him on a leash and walked him around before he
But
did.
I'm not gonna represent Spurs right now. Like you can have that one.
I'm just saying we also got a double agent in Gnabry. If we need, you know, he's just gonna score that quick on goal to get us through. But okay,
The London is red tweet that Nabry's gonna have to delete. Like
that fed families, bro. That London is red tweet fed generations, bro. But I don't know. I really feel confident that we beat Bayern. But not
okay.
I'm not saying we're gonna spank Bayern,
Yeah.
but I think we'll beat them.
It's confidence in a win. That's fair. That's fair. I have confidence in comfortable wins, multiple too.
Okay.
I don't know. I feel good about this. If I have to like read a letter like apologizing, like I've been like kidnapped or something, like I'm sorry for saying that, I'll do it. You know, it's fine.
Fair. No, I think it's fair. I wanted you to. It'd be boring if we all thought the same
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you differed, but I just think
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be really good.
it's gonna be
It's
great.
gonna be amazing. I can't wait. It's on Eid, man. That game
Oh.
is on Eid.
You want to know a fun fact for us?
Go ahead.
Guess
Chill out,
the
chill
last.
out.
Guess the last Arsenal game on Eid.
I generally don't remember. Was it also Champions League back in the day?
No,
It was my 9/11 last year, Southampton
Southampton.
away.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I
Yo.
remember getting together watching that game after
Oh
Eid
my
prayer, and it was
goodness, bro.
So you had the collective prayers of everyone in the league.
Dude,
hoping you guys lost.
our little cousin was there. It was his first time watching an Arsenal game. He was like, "This the team y'all support? These guys? That dude?" But I don't know. I'm hyped.
Yeah, I'm hyped,
Um,
man.
I just think like let's also give some quick shout outs to the quarterfinal games that did happen. I want to give a shout out to David Raya, who, you know, proved his worth a little bit.
Yep.
Who else? What else stood out in the we gave our flowers to Griezmann.
Yeah.
The Barca tie was whatever. That City
Oh,
game,
how
I
about
didn't.
this? How about this? We throw in the little like the potential of an Arsenal Madrid. We have Noah Aziz here to represent himself
Mm,
here.
Yeah.
mm.
But Arsenal Madrid, if it gets to that point, are you feeling comfortable? Are you feeling confident?
If
Is Bayern a harder test? Is Bayern the hardest test you can face from here on
No,
out?
I don't
disagree,
think so.
I
Disagree.
think either Madrid or City will be the harder test,
Yeah.
Mhm.
but
Yeah, it's close. It's not like I can't say any of these are you know,
look, I
like
could be more
Madrid or City.
confident in
Like,
my answer after March 31st about
Yeah.
City, but I think we beat Madrid also. But we'll revisit that.
yeah, all
All
these
the reasons.
hypotheticals, we can get back to them.
But
Mhm.
because we don't even know, there's no point saying I'm gonna beat Madrid if I can't beat Bayern, right?
Yeah,
But we shall see. I think that's all the topics for this week, unless you guys had anything else to bring up. No?
chilling. That
Awesome.
was good. That
Cool.
was good.
Quick, short, easy, amazing fun. Thank you for watching. As always, we will be moving to a new software. Hopefully next week, these pods will improve in their quality.
Mhm.
Exciting things coming. Keep watching. Keep being a part of this. We will see you next time.
Peace.
Peace, peace, peace.